Hello guys, full time at Goodison Park, full time on Arsenal at Goodison Park. Our last game at that stadium and it's 1-1. Four more wins for Liverpool will give them the Premier League title. To be honest, I don't think that's really been our concern for some time now. I think, we're all focused on the Champions League and just securing that league position. Mikel Arteta surprised me by how much he rotated today. Martin Odegaard on the bench, Thomas Partey on the bench. I had a sort of sneaky feeling he might give Bukayo Saka the start, but he started on the bench, although he did play the entire second half. Martinelli on the bench. I think that shows you it's very, very rare for Mikel Arteta to do that, to attack a Premier League game at anything less than 100%. And the fact that he mixed things up a little bit today, I think shows where his priorities lie. There were starts for the likes of Jorginho, Kivior, Trossard. And I guess some good injury news in that Ben White was fit to start and Jurrien Timber was fit enough for the bench. So between them, that provides a little bit of comfort on the defensive front. Obviously, we've lost Gabriel for the remainder of the season since we last spoke. So that's been a huge blow. One of the guys who came in, Trossard, gave us the lead. A really nice goal. Breakaway. Everton didn't clear their lines. Sterling got forward and actually, did a simple thing, admittedly, rather well. Held the ball for the right amount of time, gave it to Trossard, and the finish was excellent. And I don't just mean the strike by that. I mean the preparation, the little shimmy, and then the hit off his left foot. All very good. Into the far corner, 1-0. And I think, after some initial scares, having taken the lead, I think Arsenal looked pretty good actually. At half time, on comes Saka and Martinelli, and you're thinking, this is going to be fine. But there was the second half was pretty chaotic. There was one moment when David Raya raced out, he misjudged the flight of the ball, and then the penalty incident, right, where I think Miles Lewis-Skelly misjudges the flight of the ball. I think he thinks Jakub Kivior is underneath it, is going to head it away. Kivior doesn't; it goes over his head. Lewis Skelly is then trying to get back at his man, and a penalty is given for, to be honest, what looked a real 50-50. I mean, that's the sort of instant where, calling it in favour of one player or the other seems very harsh, and actually awarding what is effectively a free goal in a penalty in that situation, incredibly harsh. That said, I always want to focus on what we can control, what we can do better, and I'm sure Miles Lewis-Skelly will be the same. I think he'll look at his positioning there, his anticipation, and there is just a split second where he puts his hand across the opposition guy and puts it on the other side of his shorts. It lasts, I'd say, half a second. I think he realises he's doing it and lets go once he gets into the penalty area, but I think that visual is what gave the referee the confidence to give that penalty. And then, of course, the VAR doesn't overturn it. There you go, tucked away for 1-1. I thought Lewis-Skelly responded to it really well, I've got to say. He's showing that already in his very short career, that when things go against him, he has the mentality to fight back. I mean, he produced one brilliant box-to-box run, which won us a free kick on the edge of the area. Declan Rice took that, was pushed away. A couple of good Pickford saves, one from Martinelli when he cut inside, bent one towards the far post. A brilliant one from Leandro Trossard, which counted for nothing because it was offside, but a stunning reaction and save. Mikel Merino and Martin Odegaard had chances late on. But it finishes 1-1, and no big complaints from me. I mean, the penalty was frustrating, but you're away from home in the Premier League, and it's a game where you've rotated and you've not been beaten. I think you've got to take that. No further injuries as far as we could see of any significance. Mikel Merino, obviously, big cut to the back of the head, but you'd imagine they'll be able to patch him up. Declan Rice had a moment where he's hobbling. Bukayo Saka took his first crunching challenge since his return and seemed to survive that, so all good there. Quick word for Kieran Tierney, by the way, who came on for Lewis-Skelly for the last 15 minutes or so. I thought was really excellent, was involved in pretty much everything Arsenal did in that final period. I just got to give him credit because he's got 1 foot out of the club. He's signed, he's 2 feet basically, signed for Celtic. But but the level of commitment he shows, the level of performance he's producing is really quite impressive, and he's kind of played himself into contention, into viability as an option at a point where I don't think anyone really expected it. So big credit to him. So what does this all mean for Madrid? Well, I'll tell you what, I'll pick my starting 11, shall I? It's going to be Neto in goal, only joking, David Raya, who, apart from that moment in the start of the first half, was very composed today. Kieran Tierney at right back, up against Vinicius, Miles Lewis-Skelly in at left back. William Saliba, you may have heard of him, at centre half, alongside Ben White, would be my selection. Although I thought Jakub Kiwior did well today. I did think he did well, but I think White's a superior player, so that's what I'd be doing. Thomas Partey in midfield, Declan Rice in midfield, Martin Odegaard. Martinelli, Marino up top. Trossard's played well today and scored, but I want to say Saka. 45 minutes today. That to me says they think 60 against Madrid is possible. It'll be a lot about how his body responds to it. But yeah, I'd like to say Saka. I'd love to see Saka. So let's see. I'll leave it there for now, guys. Take care. I'm in the stands on Tuesday. My season ticket should be a special night. Yeah, and I'm going to Madrid as well the following week with work, so I just hope it's still a contest at that point in time. I really think it can be. I think we can record a really famous result at the Emirates on Tuesday night. Let's see. All right, take care, guys. Bye-bye.